Can we make it? We can. Yes. Hi there, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome into yet another live stream. Today, we will be making it. We'll make it. Hi there, Happy. Hi there, Herzog. Hi there, Greg. Hi there, Sanskar. Fake it till you make it. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. This is the last animation of the almost last chapter. There's one more chapter left. The final chapter. The last one. Oh, that's the wrong thing. It's me. There we go. That's the right thing. I don't want you to see any of the scripts for my hidden secret videos, which, well, I'll probably mention on stream soon, but for now, this Hamaf becomes difficult. Hi, the retroactivity! Beginning of the stream for the first time. Welcome, hi there, and Gabrielle, hi! Redacted by Gabriel's Lord. We'll be rendering. I mean, among other things, that's only the beginning. You see, right here we have around 150 frames, which, if I'm not mistaken, if you multiply it by 44 seconds, that would be 44 seconds. So that would be 4 fives times thirds. Math. No, not 4 fives. Or third. No, I don't know. Triangle, please explain. Sierpinski triangle. I had that name before. Sierpinski's triangle. Oh, it's the thing. I don't know what you would like me to explain there. This. There, consider it explained. LiDAR jumpscare. 3 years LiDAR. But yeah, this is the transition animation, the auto animation of this scene into the Fourier transform scene. Which means that right now, what we should actually do is open up the Fourier transform file, which is not real yet. We have to make it. So right here, chapter number 12, Fourier. I think the animation feels like crashing. Happy, don't even. I'm gonna blame you. Happy, if it crashes, I'm gonna blame you. There. Now the annoying bit will be the fact that right here we'll have to render from this frame, which is a lot, but auto frames, yes, even higher up, Fourier, and then frames there, right here, this, then switch it into video, switch it from MPEG 4 and quality from medium to high. How does it get 1.518 dimensions? I'm pretty certain Freeborn Brown made a video on that, actually. Yeah, because I do believe dimensions, because it's not dimensions as in, you know, spatial dimensions. I mean, okay. It's dimensions as in powers. Make it. I've been wondering, why do people love the military? Like, they seem so proud in videos to join it. Money. It's military. It can pay you money if you publicly love it. Next question. Okay, let's remove everything. Not the floor. Actually, maybe. Might want the floor too. Absolutely. All of it. Actually, it would be quick if I move it this way. There we go. Sweet. And now let's create a scene. This is the last chapter. And propaganda. Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Money. Like, military pays money for propaganda. It's a nice circle of life. Now, unlike the previous chapters, this will not have a single color. It will have a texture, coordinates, plug into separate, plugged in right here. Yeah, that's something. No, that's saturation. I'm an idiot. That's wrong. Meant to be hue. Correct? Nope, wrong hue. Right hue, yes, correct, kind of. There we go. That's more like it. Now, bump this to 2, there we go. The value, no, we shouldn't bump the value, we should bump the strength. 4, 5. Oh, that's pretty good looking. If I do say so myself, and I do say so myself, so I do say so myself. Algebra to midterm right now. Who is that? That's really good looking. Make it. Quit being distracted by awesome renders. Even though they are amazing. What should the floor look like for the last chapter? Whilst I do dig this reflection, okay, so definitely we'll have some reflection. Greetings, hi there, Atium, welcome. Also changing up the this would be nice. So up the brightness, and then we could cut it even more into it. I do like the, you know what, I'm gonna just start from scratch. There. Okay, let's start from scratch. We're gonna start with a noise texture. We're going to plug into strength. There we go. Then we're gonna get a color ramp, like this. And we're gonna spice it up a bit sharper. Okay, okay, now increase, actually keep the scale roughly the same, increase the detail, increase the roughness. So decrease this. Increase the detail to like 11 could be fine, possibly. Okay, now cut this even further. Oh, that's a good idea. As we go on, we can slowly remove the background. I do like it. Do you think that in an ideal society where people have superior intellect and are extremely good with thoughts, consumerism wouldn't exist? Consumerism... It depends. Depends the philosophy, I think. Superior intellect in this case would... I mean, I'm going with the most classical definition of intelligence, so like the ability to... the efficiency of pursuing goals, the ability to pursue them. In that case, it very much depends on ideology. Even like this. More darker. Like so, and then math multiply. There, and then we could have a math node subtract. My goodness, how quickly does it go to black? Okay, give it like a 10. Oh no, the problem is different. I'm an idiot. Yeah, the problem will be different. The problem with the fact that I'm adding and dividing, which means I'm averaging it out. Although that is a pretty sweet background. Terminate. Don't worry, Cup. Welcome. I do like this shader, but I don't love it. My taskbar broke. Whoops. Yeah. What if I do multiply? And then have this go down to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, sweet, and this down to 1, 0.5, and so like this, multiplied by 9, value. There we go, and now as you increase the number, the brightness increases. But the background disappears, so it becomes more and more. Not good enough, damn it. $620. Oh yeah, you are right. It is 619. There we go. Fixed. Thank you so much for pointing it out. Okay, so we just need to more slowly increase it. But we still need to increase it. Ever so slightly. Okay, so we want the differences to be less pronounced. How would we? So as I increase this value, I want this value to just bump up ever so slightly. Oh, which means division. I'm such an idiot. The answer was right in front of me. Just division of this by 10. And there we go. And vote. Eventually the vote takes it. Okay, so add 10 divided by 10. Add 50 divided by 50. There we go. Now it's way more subtle and gradual. So we start with 0.5. Even less. Start with 0.2, 0.1. Okay. How much time until we finish the video? A good question. We are working on this chapter, which is the last. And even though it may seem a bit big, it ain't really dense. Which means it's the Fourier transform. That's what we have to do right now. Fourier transform is so simple. We will see when we get to the chapter how long it takes. Because it's still rendering. The transition animation, this, is still rendering. Once we get to it, we'll see. And right here, I do believe power squared. Maybe the third, maybe. No, squared. Oh, that's good. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, sweet. The only problem is the background right here. We dip into the negatives, I'm pretty certain. That's why it starts looking so funky. And that's why we will need to add some. There we go. Now nothing crazy is going on. Sweet! Now the second thing, that was the first, that was the background. Now the second thing will be the floor. Hi, the Vibu, welcome. 5 minutes in finishes. Exactly, I just need 5 more minutes, man. That's all I need. What about the floor? Any ideas, anyone? I have some. First of all, this will be needed. Second of all, I do like the idea of it being really shiny in some places. All I need now is a texture. Wave texture, it's pretty good in Voronoi. Voronoi wouldn't be the worst. I don't hate the Voronoi. Oh, what if we combine them? What if we combine Voronoi with the brick texture? But in what way? After this, can you play 3D chess? You mean FPS chess? I would love to, but there aren't all that many players who want to play with me. Most people, for some odd reason, don't want to play with me. If we do this for metallic and this for roughness. Not quite. Whoa, what was that? What just happened? You all saw that, right? Oh, that's never a good sign. You reach 100k, can you switch to made it? So hello, hi, that can explode. Feeling crush. Happy, I'm gonna blame you for it. Just like a Sigma bond. Ah, up top and hell yeah. No, I'm not feeling it, you know. Could just make the features more pronounced by bringing it to the no. No, damn it. No. Actually, nah. Displacement and bump. And then mid-level have it be 0. And then Voronoi texture. And then distance as height. But then... where the heck did it go? Distance as height. I thought... didn't it start at 0? I'm pretty set. Oh no, it didn't. It's over. Oh yeah, because I forgot to plug this in. That's on me. Whoops. Sorry about that. I take it back. I'm not. Where? Why? Just whom? When? What space? There we go. Much better. Now color to height. That gives us absolutely nothing. Okay, position to height. So it should give us something. Now it's at an angle. Cool. Okay, distance to height. MAKiT, have you hit 1 million views in your total Satan's channel? That's a good question. I don't know. Let me check. Let me check if I have. I mean, including the private videos, I'm going to include the private and unlisted videos. 1,200,000, yeah, that's including all the millions of shorts. When it goes to public videos, it's 800,000. Imagine if there's maybe, hey, if it's 800,000, actually, if the next video gets 200,000, that would be 1 million. I don't like this. Or you don't. 0 points. Actually, just copy this. Okay, we can increase it in scale, but still ain't gonna look good. It's just bumps and whatnot. Could I needed this with. Oh, the floor is just gonna move away. Well, no, not quite. Not quite what we're looking for. The panel's videos keeps going, you'll hit 1 million in 3 months. 1 million views, you mean? 666 videos for 800,000 views, yeah? Actually, I guess I never thought of it this way. Alright, so this ain't great. We can increase the height, then it dips down. Am I crazy? What? Let me take a look at this. Oh, this is mostly just white. I see what the problem is then. No, I'm done with displacement. It don't work. I could walk with... but it could work, damn it! Displacement could very much work. This. Okay. Right here, displacement works. Sweet. This sucks. This all sucks. Ah, this dipped below because of course it did. Mid-level, no, mid-level 0. Okay, there, now it looks to be more accurate. I do like it more now. We just don't want it to be metallic then. Makes sense. No, we don't want metallic right here. No. Yes, no, yes. This is an inverse. Why does an inverse and this give us the exact same thing? Doesn't make much sense, does it? Ah, math, subtract 1 minus. Okay, sweet? No. Yes, no, yes, no, yes. No! Yes. No! Yes! No. Yes! No. No. Add together. Okay, so the black thing that gets turned to white, and that's the rock. Which means compare or greater than, less than, yes, less than a certain value, we'll just get the rock. Sweet. No, we get the opposite. Okay, good to keep in mind. Let me just save this as a copy because Happy is trying to setting me up to fail. Where did you hear that I endorse vapes? Where did you hear that? It's sometimes hard to distinguish when someone's making a joke and when someone really wants to verify a claim someone made in my name on Discord. Roughness. Oh, right, so you want the exact opposite. I see, want greater than. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, then. Alright. That was quite the exact look I was going for. Huh. On the website. Did I lose my website? Don't scare me like that. I had a heart attack for a second. I thought I forgot to renew it, even though I did. Oh, okay. Ramit, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I feel like that works. There's only one more thing I wanted to add, and that's mix shader, because over time as this animation goes on I want to slowly transition to just this, and right here mix vector, not value, only vector. Like so. Hi Drolo, welcome! Sweet, now plug it into a color ramp like this, and then as we increase this, as we decrease it, cool. Now texture not texture coordinate, texture. Something like noise texture maybe. Voronoi. Oh, Voronoi would be perfect for this actually. Oh hell yeah, that's exactly the look I'm going for. 1, and then when we go to -1, it will be full, and then as we slowly transition, it's gonna like fill up. From 1 to -1, which means subtract 1, add 2 is 0. And then all we need to do is just multiply it by 2, and now we need value which goes in between 0 and 1. I'm a genius. Sweet. I'm gonna start 1, then I'm gonna make our way back to 0. Okay. 30. 30 minutes. How long we've been streaming for. And this is the animation. All we need is we need to wait for this camera to make its way to this square of transparency. And then there. Animation finished. Oh yeah, and then we also need this. And right here, we want the equation for the dreaded Fourier transform. Gimme. Hot F epsilon, is it? Oh, I don't remember what character that is. It's not epsilon. Hi, the Remco. Hi. What character is this? It's capital. Okay, but capital is obviously not capital. It is G. Okay, the one I always forget about. G. This, which is then equal to integral from negative inf t to inf t of f t e to the power of negative I to pi this t dt and then compiler's mesh. Okay, that looks pretty solid. That looks accurate, I think. He cancels himself half the time. I don't know which you're on. I don't get, what does cancelling mean? I never truly got that. Like, what does cancelling mean? Like the term to get cancelled or to cancel someone. I never understood it, I'll be honest. Oh, that's awful. No, object. Oh, that's even worse. No. Wait, so then generate it. Is 4 chance to find solution to a field equation because they are awesome. Emotional boycott, I would say. Wait, what's the difference between a boycott and an emotional boycott? So a boycott, that's what cancelling is. It's like protest? You get cancelled. You lost fun. Losing funds means getting cancelled. That's what it means. Trash on by the you fallen public eye, never to be seen again. Oh no, I just took my coffee. Almost died. Whoa. Okay. If at first you don't succeed, try again. I had to do my coffee. So like what? Cancelling is when... Cancelling is when like the internet doesn't like you? Genshin Athron, Holbu culture. But hold on for a second. So like, I am still confused. So cancelling is when the internet doesn't like you, right? What if it's only one part of the internet? Because I've never, not never, have I ever? I can't, well, and in order to get the entire net to hate you, you have to do something pretty major. Unproven allegations aren't enough to get the entire internet mad at you. I've never seen someone, like, you know, get entire internet upset at them because of unproven allegations. So like, what if only a certain part of the internet doesn't like you? Is that still cancelling? Let's poison to make its drink on stream. Ha! Foolish feds. I have multiple coffee cups. One fails, I always have a backup. I always have a backup. Always. There we go. Lovely. 14. And Jake Paul got pre-cancer. There's a little forest stunt. Yeah, did he? Did he? He made a drink. Like, he made Prime after that. Did he get cancelled? Was Prime made? I'm pretty certain he made Prime after that and then like became either millionaire or a billionaire. Allegations got constellations all the time. I mean, do they? I am skeptical because if being if Jake Paul is really an example of someone being cancelled, then what's the problem with being cancelled? Listen, if that's the pipe, listen, if that's how it works, if I can get cancelled and then become a multi-millionaire, go for it. I wanna. Oh no! I got cancelled number 1 million. Oh, what a shame would that be? This apology got meme to the moon. So what's the... Because really often I hear people referring to cancelling as like a very negative thing. But if you can get cancelled and become a millionaire in that order, is it that negative? You know, is it? Is it really that negative? I don't know, I don't feel like getting cancelled is as big of a deal as people make it out to be. Because really often I hear it as a boogeyman, but I still don't get what it exactly means to get cancelled. It just means like that people are mad at you, so... Like, yeah, that's pretty normal. Some people are always gonna be mad at you. The way internet works. Do 0.5. Oh, I can. Sweet. Let's go and start. And also bump up this brightness to like a 5, and then I could reuse a volume in this case. And then otherwise you end up like doesn't make it the okay. But what are other cases of someone? Okay, is there a single case of someone getting cancelled and then suffering awful consequences because of the cancelling? Deplatforming, okay, you don't break or something, you get banned. Yeah, but the same, although that is fair, but at the same time, think of people like Alex Jones, for example. Like, Alex Jones won't really suffer the consequences of deplatforming, because if you lean really hard into the extremes, then the one side may hate you, but the other side will love you. So when you're deplatformed, once again, just like with Alex Jones, you can just end up a millionaire again. The only thing that stopped him is legal lawsuits. Normalization term. But, oh no, no normalization term. What's really funny, I never even noticed Remco, but there are a lot of definitions of Fourier transforms. As in, Fourier transform is more like the operation rather than the thing itself. Cancel culture, but what is cancel culture? I still don't get it. There's people being mad. That's. I would argue across all cultures. Cancel culture is toxic. What is cancel culture? Because from every description you've provided so far, it just seems like people being upset. Place on Twitter, of course, it's toxic. I feel like this is a classic example of just, you know... I don't know, I don't get it. Maybe I'm just an old man. Maybe I'm just an old man who doesn't get technology anymore, but... I don't get cancel culture. I don't understand. It's not my thing. I might need to move this up, move this down, because it just looks better. Exactly that, you're on point. Okay, but then why is it the culture? Sounds like people being upset, but why would you call it the culture? I don't call people being hungry a culture, even though Happy would probably like that. Like, when someone is hungry, you don't call them a part of the hunger culture. Same as, you know, when someone is... Why is cancel culture considered a culture? It's just people being upset. Christians think they found it weird, but digitally. I don't understand what that reference. I'm not hip. Oh my goodness, now we need to extend this even further. Cool. Collective phenomenon of people being upset. Doesn't make it a cause, does it? Being upset towards a person who's done something bad then falls out of popularity. Okay, but then why is it a bad thing? If someone is upset against someone who's done something bad, I would say that's a pretty human response. Isn't it? When, like, listen, if, let's just say, I don't know, some famous person that's capable of doing bad stuff. Let's say, I don't know that many famous actors actually. Famous people, what famous people? Let's say that Veritasium, okay? One day, I don't know, hit me with his car, right? For a video, he attached the jet engine to his car, hit me with his car, and my legs are shattered. If I'm upset at him, is that cancel culture? One mistake shouldn't define a person, that's why it's bad, I think. Okay, so... I mean, but you know, if Veritasium was to hit me with a jet augmented car, then if I got some people around me to be like, hey Veritasium, that was pretty mean of you, my legs are just bone broth at this point. Why is it? I would say that's pretty human. It's a pretty normal response. As people basically start throwing random accusations. When it's an unproven allegation. Okay. Like what, for example? Because like, correct me if I'm wrong. The two examples you both provided were EDP and Logan Paul. Neither of them seems... Were they unproven? I may be wrong. Is that unproven? You subscribe to time graph starts because you're very cancelled. Yeah, but why is that a bad thing? Like, here's the thing. If I, as MAKiT, okay, just broke into an ancient tomb and started stealing the riches, and then if you all were like, MAKiT, that's grave robbing, you shouldn't do that, and started unsubscribing, I would say that's a pretty reasonable response. I did something you don't like, you have free will, you don't need to be subscribed to me, so you unsubscribe. Why is it negative? You don't know the others because they aren't popular. That's not how popularity works, Remco. It's not like you can just rewind on popularity. Popularity only goes forward. You can't go back with popularity. I don't know if you've ever heard of this Adolf guy, but he was pretty mean. He got, let's just say, what you would call cancelled, and he's still pretty popular. By this definition, he very much got cancelled. bunch of strangers to decide their fate. Well, justice is a bunch of strangers deciding their fate. That's how a jury works, but that's an unrelated thing. Okay, so the problem with cancel culture, if I'm understanding this correctly, is... And the allegation of Egyptian mummies in the background. Yeah, but then... Okay, but in that scenario, the cancel culture really doesn't seem like the bad guy, does it? Like, if I... if I break into an ancient Egyptian tomb, alright, and steal a couple of trinkets because they look nice... And then if people get mad at me, they have every right to be mad. I feel like in that situation, I would be the bad guy, not the cancel culture. I am so confused with this. As a joke, something, but gets perceived so badly that people start trash talking on the internet, even making up stuff, and mass unsubscribing. You can't do anything. Does that happen though? Does that really happen? Because every single instance I've seen wasn't really people making jokes. It was people doing awful stuff and then pretending as if they were just making a joke. Like, what is some example of someone making a joke and getting cancelled? Can I... maybe that will shine some light for me. Anyone got an example of that? Let's be scientific here, right? Let's do the science stuff. The science where we in light of new evidence, we change our mind. Anyone got an example of someone getting cancelled for a joke? Make it never the bad guy, right? Oh, I see. I don't got any examples. Well, you see, you lose me there. You see, you lose me there, because... Here's the thing. So far, based on examples everyone provided, it really seems like cancel culture is the good guy. I am more than happy to change my mind. I need an example though, to back up those claims though. Jacob Geller. Oh, happy to the rescue. In India, a comedian got jailed for making a supposed religiously instead of joke or something. It's probably worse. That's not cancel culture. That's just authoritarian governments being a dick. Jacob Geller. No idea who that is. All right, let's do a deep dive. American video says critical and writing also another video contract as YouTube channels over 1 billion videos completely like horror art, phobia, social justice. Perception legacy. Because this video essays. Okay, so he's still doing stuff. Did he get cancelled? Cancelled because he called Indian politicians dicks. That's another thing I don't get. Because really often people are scared to make jokes because they're afraid of being cancelled. But once again, I have not seen a single example of that happening. I need an example. Because when it comes to the getting jailed, I don't... Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think random people on the internet can get you jailed. I may be wrong, but I don't think that's like a button on YouTube you can press. Leafy share. Okay, let's see. Leafy share. Leafy share. Why is it all? That's odd. Making for a celebrity. Formant and celebrity. Okay, so that's a successful one, right? YouTube channel focus on reaction content. First, okay. A drama commentary is story channel. This is a drama material gospel involving all characters. Tag of a swatting campaign. Alright. So he was accused of cyberbullying. Those are the allegations, I'm assuming, correct? Vale accused YouTuber Valium of supporting anti-Semitism. That's major, I would say pretty major. Attention, was banned by YouTube. Non-binary vlogger. And a creature, was taken down by YouTube. Whoa. Wait, Vale Stewart? Who's Vale? So there's Leafy, Idabs. That's so many characters. My goodness. Vale. So Vale, is that... That's... Okay, that's him. Vale. Vale called number... Oh, God. Okay. I don't think that's allegations. Correct me. Maybe I may be not up to date on the definition of an allegation, but... If he did it in a public video where he called a non-binary vlogger an it and a creature... Creature? I don't think that's allegations. Was taken down by YouTube. Yeah! It is against policies to just bully people. That's not surprising. Vale's YouTube channel went on... He has more of the... Insulting iDubbbz. It marched the following years on posting frequently. Pokemon about posting life. This channel had 3 violations the previous 3 months as cyberbullying, encouraging viewers to rap other people's streams. So he didn't get cancelled, he just broke the terms of service. Okay, so he didn't get cancelled, he broke the terms of service. That's not allowed. That's like if I all of a sudden started making bombs on my channel. I wouldn't get cancelled, YouTube would just ban me. Because they have every right to do so. It's their platform. Okay, so that's not an example. We are terrible at explaining. I mean, it's not really the explanation that I'm struggling with, it's the fact that we haven't gotten a single example. You made flamethrowers though. Flamethrowers aren't bombs. There's a difference. Flamethrowers are incredibly impractical when using combat. Unless it's like something really flammable, but then if you're making something this flammable, that's... I'm not gonna make something this flammable. Anyone creature is mean. It's technically true. Everyone is a creature. Well, it's technically true. He violated terms of service thrice. In some pretty major ways. With cyberbullying. So, listen. Quite a lot of examples, but I don't memorize their names. Okay, Remco, but I have one question. Because there is one thing, I may be wrong on this, okay? I may be wrong, but there's one thing which this feels like. Hi there, Spoon is in life. It really feels like a lot of people have really strong feelings on, as you all called it, cancel culture, without being able to provide a single example. Which to me seems really non-scientific. I may be wrong on this. However, this really reminds me of the anti-vaccination movement, where you have a lot of people who are really angry at the vaccination industry without any evidence. And then they don't need that evidence because their belief that the vaccination industry is so bad, is so strong, that, you know, for them it's obvious. Just like for everyone here, it appears to be obvious that cancel culture is awful. So that's what I'm struggling with. That's what it seems like to me. I may be wrong. Illegal to convert a microwave, make them into radar transmitter in Poland. In most countries. Did you know in Poland? A lot of things in Poland. I gotta go super for minutes. It's fine, Spoon. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it a lot. A recent one, KSI got cancelled for launching a product targeted for kids along with Mr. Beast and Logan Paul. Did KSI got cancelled? Only recently learned who KSI is. Buddy. Buddy. Buddy! Cancelled? My guy. My beloved friend. I cancelled. That's 1,000 of my channels. Never argue that cancelling was good or bad though. Yeah, but at the same time, so far, it doesn't feel real. For the rise and fall of MAKiT to appear, my recommended. Okay, but you all can see my problem with this, right? You all can see the similarity between the anti-vax movement and the... Or rather, not the anti-vax movement, only the, you know, vaccines cause autism and cancel stuff, right? New after Elon Musk took over the platform. What is Google on? Yeah, Google is amazing. I love Google. Oh, YouTube is a great thing. Oh, Google, I love you so much. I love Google. We all love Google. We all here love Google, right? Back to you tomorrow. Alright. Damn it. Oh, this is such a killer frame. My goodness, most of the frames in this video are absolutely great. I've gotten better at rendering. Trying to get paid extra. I don't want to get paid. Greg, can you really blame me? I'm about to upload a video. Can you really blame me? Everyone made a video about what? The just confused how -1 squared is equal to 1. I mean, don't worry about it. It's because I get why. -1 squared being equal to 1 is weird because that means it's also equal to 1 squared. So if your brain drew this connection first before drawing the connection of minus and minus cancel each other out, then that's pretty reasonable why I got confused. I tried to lighten the load on the service by using non-Google products. Yeah, you told me to add brackets and didn't ask me to add brackets, and so I don't do what I'm told. Because I'm just contrarian. You know what? Give me a second, I'll be right back. Just like 5 seconds. Dilation is crazy, isn't it? Hold on, I'm not in front of my PC yet. There, I am back. Ever since I learned complex numbers, I think of multiplication as rotation. Because it kind of is. Isn't that shit? Someone gets famous, someone else digs up some dirt on them, that then turns shit that everyone throws on the person, the guy loses money in one way or another. Ramit, I'm not confused about the, like, description. I am confused by the fact that so far, we haven't got a single example that fits that description. That's kind of like me trying to explain what a plane is to someone and then showing them cars. I could explain, you know, what Boeing is, but if I keep showing them BMWs, that's not gonna clear anything up. It's gonna be more confusing. Hi MAKiT, what's happening? We're rendering an animation. Shocker, I know. There's a first for everything, I suppose. Right, we're gonna save this as intro, and then we're just gonna keep working on the video. No. Do you have to make? We might play loons later though. Oh, oxygen not included. No idea, we'll see. We might finish the video today, which I'm pretty excited for. Final equation, it is the Fourier transform. Let's start simple. Rather, since we're studying complex, let's simplify it. Throw away the constant 2 pi and replace the letter with w for the sake of simplicity. Okay, so first, we obviously will need to throw away the 2 pi. So it's 40, 60. Fourier transform is scary. That's why I'm making this video, because it's not quite as scary as you think. Are we covering the inverse transform? I am barely covering the transform. Hi, the lamppost! Assuming. Bye, lamppost. Have a good one too, and good luck. I'm definitely more have fun. Your Fourier transform trippy. Yeah, because I'm focusing on the Fourier transform as a tool rather than the equation, any specific equation. Take a look at the Fourier transform itself. Look it up. Oh, below the Wikipedia, always there for us. Fourier series Fourier transform. This is the one I took. But inverse transform is the obvious one, right? But then angular frequency stuff, there's a lot. There's a lot of things which all stem from the Fourier transform. Inverse transform is like Fourier transform but inverse. Yeah. Why is there 2 pi in the exponent? It's because of rescaling. I don't remember what exactly. I think it's because it's G and not the other symbol. I don't remember what that symbol was. It's because of the rotation stuff, you know how people who deal with rotation and waves just absolutely love cramming in as many characters as possible? That's why. There we go. Now, one thing which I really wanted to do is I've seen how fun web dev is with Kotlin and Ktor. I prefer to do my web dev with Python because Python is amazing. And anyone who doesn't do it with Python is just... well, it's doing web dev probably. Python is not popular. Reader. Because mathematicians hate it when things are simple. There you go for it then. I just realized that in the word this is a bit off because it starts at 0.5, which means actually it should be 0.5 like this. It should start at 0 and should end at 1. How high is the number we want to end up with? 10? Yeah, let's say 10. Means all we need to do is just 0 multiplied by 10. There we go. And now I want to divide it in a way so that as we go on, at the very end, that's not the point of view. Okay, how many lines of text are there? Just out of curiosity. I love these online tools that are just for every specific thing I would ever need. New pricing. Pricing? 86. Okay, there are 86 lines, which means what we want is divide by 86. And then just a number of lines in here, and we get what we need. Okay, cool. Let's use P for Fourier transform. You have a ball in a boat floating in water. Then if you remove the ball and drop it in water, what will happen? Drop the ball in water or ball in a boat floating in water? I don't know what exactly would the water level increase, decrease, or stay the same. Oh, I see. Well, that's a good question. It depends if the... It will go up. No, wait, hold on. That's a good question. Oh, that is a really good question. You have water line. Like this. So, here's the thing. The volume... Because on one hand... Here's the thing. On one hand, we don't care about the volume of the ball in the first case. So, in the second case, we have this. There are two... the ball, I suppose, went down under. So, here's the thing. In this case, in both cases, in this case we care only about the volume of the boat. So, volume of the boat. In this case we care about the volume of the ball, or volume of the sphere, plus the volume of the boat. But the volume of the boat will be higher, because it's less massive. So like right here the boat will be actually lower, because of the additional mass on it. It can displace more water. I think stay the same, because I feel like stay the same would be the answer. The water will evaporate. Because I feel like your answer is correct, but the case is wrong. What case? Huh? Because I feel like the displacement will be only dependent on the weight of the water is displacing, the mass of the water is displacing. And so in both cases the mass is the same. When the ball floats and when the ball sinks. Yeah, but wouldn't both of them be the same? Or am I thinking about them incorrectly? There we go. So now this is line number 1, 2, 3. This is line number 3. So we start at 0 and then we'll work our way to 3. Oh, this is the inverse, right. Oh, damn it, I messed up. This is 0, it should be... Drink the water, then stays the same. Cool. Okay, so right here we want 1. So we want 0 on the very... No, 1 on the very beginning, and then we want to end up with 1. Which means what we need is we need enough... So if we take this, then we go the exact opposite way, which means we take this and subtract 1 from 1, subtract this. Like so. And now we go to 3. As we increase this, this slowly turns. Cool, great. So we end up at 3, and we start at 0. Okay. And now we just render in frames. Correct. Fourier frames, high quality, good. MPEG 4, H264, sweet. So, okay, we have 86 lines to get through. So far, we've gotten 3. Lucky there. How's the vid coming along? Really good, Zentrey, really good. Thank you so much for joining, and good luck. MAKiT, advice on quickly learning everything in math, like 3-day time. Amphetamine? It's like 3 lines left, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Something like 6 lines. Close enough. Who has the time to count, am I right? Function. Okay, so first we're gonna decrease the function, go on. Enough chocolate and drugs, you can do anything. That is true. That is true. All you need is enough. This animation will speed up rendering once we get to the once this transparent thing becomes full screen. I don't think I will finish this video on stream, simply because 20 frames. Okay, so let's say it will be 10 frames per line. That would be 860, and then 3 frames per second, so divide by 3. That would be like 4 hours of just solid render time. That's excluding the 2 intro and outro animations, and excluding the last outro chapter. Video window is looking. Listen, hey, I'm gonna finish the video tomorrow. The video is gonna be out. Isn't that a good thing? And this time I do feel confident. Like every single, for the past 3 days, I have been starting the stream each time saying that I am not confident I will finish the video today. But this time I am confident that tomorrow the video will be out. 4 hours of loons. But loons are gonna slow down the render. I'm not gonna end live stream right now. We're still gonna keep going for the funsies. Coffee makes me 8-hour loons. Just time to beat all the loons. Okay, yeah, we want this to run first. So this, for example, is 10 minutes for this extremely short animation. So first, we start with a function. Last cosine, okay. Let me, I'm sorry, I was thinking, painting my nails today. How was it? What color? How long the finished script will be with polishing? I mean, this is the full script, already finished it. Right here's where it ends, page 21, this is what the full script looks like. It ain't the shortest one. The way I make scripts though is a bit different from most other people, because I don't really write them as a script, I just found that it's quicker for me to write something down and then record it than to record something and as I'm recording come up on the spot with stuff. Hi, this is Real. Welcome. Let me open up the file, the Blender file. Oh, look at this action-packed render. You need something. Okay, give it a second. Wing it on the 45-minute script. That's how I used to do it. I mean, you're chuckling, but that really is how I used to do it. I used to just wing it. Completely, with no script. That's how I made my videos in the past. Here's the thing, when I'm writing a script, it's not really as grand, it's just... I'm just saying things out loud and then writing them down.
To use a vector. Okay, I haven't really mentioned vectors, but it just means multiple numbers. I made a whole video about dimensions.
I did make a whole video about dimensions. And it's one of the more popular ones. Oh, is it the third most popular? It is the third most popular video on the channel. Hell yeah! Actually, no. In this case, this would be a... let me find the file for it. I do have a full... I have a full quality thumbnail I could insert. Fast forward transfer by Fibro and Brown. Yep. Coin will flip heads, it will. I hope so, it's better. I spent a lot of time on this video. Okay, which thumbnail did we go with in the end? I think... oh, this one. As a PNG too? That's lovely.
Linear algebra and all the things like this, but if you want a second video explaining linear algebra and this sort of
there we go.
about dimensions and linear algebra and all the things like this, but if you want a second video explaining linear algebra in this sort of step-by-step from addition way, then you just need to wait, because I have a lot of...
And right here, actually right here I would really like a scene where it's just like overwhelm MAKiT. I think it's funny. Open up! And open up for me if you wouldn't mind. Not the poses fold, that's the wrong one. I mean the Checkup 3D MAKiT's corner and template. Right here, there we go. Whoa, back to previous. Transform, there we go, and then on 11, 10 to the side, and just completely... Is it possible to inject neurons that hold memories? Technically, but it's not really neurons that hold memories, it's like... you need bigger, more abstract structures than neurons. So technically, yes, but that's kind of like asking, can you inject metals that, you know, store memories? Well, yeah, but these metals have to be arranged in a way that actually stores memories. So you could, but I'm pretty certain if we had the technology to do this, it would be easier to just do it in a different way than to inject neurons. I feel MAKiT was a mouse on streams. What? Pfft, come on, it's crazy theory. Okay, now copy this, switch to the other camera. Should be transparent background, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, hold on, this is a bit inadequate. There we go. Now this one, move a little bit. Like so. There we go. We have school today. It has a mini Robin in place of his eye. Oh, but that's from the, oh, Teen Titans Go. Really? For some reason, he also has like a separate face. Okay, so up MAKiT. And then down MAKiT. There we go. Oh, I didn't render it as a PNG with alpha. Why is it not the default? Down MAKiT. I get knocked down, but I get up again. They're not gonna keep me down. I get knocked down. MAKiT's Robin, Fruit Brown has to be Batman. Love that. He's gonna replace Scarlet. No, this is for the video. But at some point we are going to replace Scarlet, you do realize that, right? At some point we will need to say bye-bye and...
My play if I'm... Wait, then just need to wait, because I have a lot on my plate if I'm to be honest. So
and... oh my god, so where's the other one? There, in the middle, alphabetically.
You just need to wait, because I have a lot of my plate if I'm to be honest. So for Cartesian coordinates, my plate if I'm...
There, rotate.
To be honest. So for Cartesian coordinates, I played if I'm be honest. So for Cartesian coordinates, we use vectors.
There we go.
For the polar, however, we use r times e to the power of I theta.
Wait, what's here? What?
And then the distance from the origin. Now, in order to represent Cartesian coordinates,
Is it because I didn't render
you just
this?
need to use a vector.
Oh, did I not render this? I remember there was a problem with the rendering. Did I not fix it? Shucks and dagnabbit. What frames are those? 360. Up to 360, okay. So this. Still haven't fixed it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have one more thing we need to render. Worry not. Should be quick. Makes Batman Primrose more like High Father. I will not confirm nor deny that statement. Composite rotation is okay. Which one had 360 in it? It would be... No, not even close. Done? $330 to 360. So this. Fixing stuff. There we go. 9330 to 9360. Looks accurate. I've not for this, which is just shining all of them lights for no good reason. Not the floor is pretty important. As I said, floor is pretty important. There we go, now delete this. Now it should be fine. 30 to 60, yes. Correct. 30 to 60. Looks accurate. I'm doing a 4-dimensional chorus because it's always matching the environment. Okay, so without the e to the I see. Ah, thank goodness I checked. How clever of me. Where's the red coming from? No, we don't need this. But, okay, these are actually hidden. I see. Is this hidden? Nope. Is this hidden? Nope. Good. That's good. That's appropriate. That's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we're about. Sweet. Now this. Why is it so small? No clue. 4 more frames. Cool. Each one of them takes a minute and a half. Right here, this animation should speed up more and more. That's because right here, this transparent region takes no time to render and it will get bigger and bigger over time. Start studying music theory. You mean the theory for music? There isn't much. It's pretty simple. The problem with music theory isn't the fact that like it's difficult or something. The problem is that if you want to make music, your music theory is not gonna help you much. Like the whole point of music theory is that music theory can tell you what sounds good, but it can't create a masterpiece. In order to create a masterpiece, you need to be creative. Let it go, bye, have fun, bye, hello, bye, have a good one. Let's put some money into honey. This live stream has been sponsored by no one. I'm not sponsored. Okay, we need to wait for this to render now, then we need to wait for the other one to render, then we need to wait for the third one to render, and the fourth one to render, and then we can just keep making animations till we die. Depression? That's not depression. That's math. To be fair, as each one of them renders, the other ones will pick up the pace. For example, right here, we just need to wait 2.5 minutes per frame. Yeah. What's your opinion on sponsorship? I would like to get sponsored, but only if it's relevant to the video. And because of that, the pool of sponsors is really small. So I don't think I'll have a sponsor anytime in the future. So game subs. Exactly! Did Flame blow himself while doing a lab experiment? You mean blow himself up, you mean? Blow up or just blow himself? Those are two different statements. You know what rhymes depression? Session! Make it! Do a loon session. Whoa, that was smooth. We might. Flame blew himself. Good for him, I guess. To say, what do you mean? No, I hope he didn't. He was like screwing up. He screwed up. Well, I think he was actually unscrewing up. Do you mean lamppost? You talking about flame? Wait, are we talking about the same flame? Because like an expert would just don't know how to blow himself up. I feel like most experts know how to blow himself up. Wait, are you really talking about flame or are you talking about lamppost? Sahid, because I have no idea what context you're saying it, honestly. Flame. Talking about flame. When did flame sound a bit suicidal? What? Sally, you specifically said, I mean, he sounded a bit suicidal. What does that mean? Sahid, what do you mean he sounded a bit suicidal? Suicidal? That's what I'm asking! That's what I'm asking! I do often, but I haven't seen it, so I just want to make sure. He sounded like he mounted $1 million equipment on tripods. Flame 3D printed stuff for the $1 million equipment. Sahid, we're not talking about the blow thing, we're talking about the fact that you said, I mean, he sounded a bit suicidal. Didn't you give Flame a goodnight kiss yesterday? I wish. I mean, no, because of an internet. Yeah, Sahid, I feel like you just confused Flame with Lamppost and then rapidly you try to change the subject. I don't think it was double joke. I feel like Sahid confused Flame with Lamppost and rapidly tried to backtrack. Of them at the same time, constantly to them. I don't know, because Flame hasn't really done a single like dangerous blowing himself up thing, except for that one time when he tried to unscrew a bolt, which was just unmovable. Lamppost is the one who was talking about blowing himself up in the lab with like sodium and whatnot. That's Lamppost. Name's the computer guy, I think. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not right either. I'm never right, but I'm never wrong. Sakit, but if that was a joke, then why did you say, "Oh, you dirty dogs"? Like, here's the thing. You said, in order, MAKiT did Flame blow himself while doing a lab experiment, and then you said, I mean, he sounded a bit suicidal, and then you said, "Oh wait, blew himself, you dirty dogs." Mate, you realize that you forgot to add up on the third, fourth, and fifth comment, and you said you were suicidal on the second. That's not how time works. You can't just retcon something into a joke. You can't retcon stuff in real life. It doesn't function this way. Suicidal, like, as in liking sauce. Yeah, blue glass, actually. A hobby on the side. After curing cancer. There we go. This one's finished. Seems finished. Seems finished enough. That's not a good sign. Sign at all. Okay. Done 2. That was the one, and then we have to open up for intro. Right here. Turn this off. And render it all. Flame the private film? What? Sahid, quit projecting. We're not going on a tangent. We're going through a whole hypotenuse. That's good. That's good. Hand up. Exactly, it was like the scene from Breaking Bad. The turtle. I haven't seen Breaking Bad. Nor have I seen that scene, but I have heard people talk about it. Why is this so... Wait, what? Why is this so broken? 60. Where did you render? What? 360. Oh, it was called A. For some reason. That's great. Okay, we'll call it 9D animation that broke before.
This, and then the distance from the order. Now, in order to represent Cartesian coordinates, you just need to use a vector. Okay, I haven't really mentioned vectors, but I just means multiple.
Cartesian is this. There we go.
The polar coordinates, however, tell you the angle at which point is, and then the distance from the origin. Now, in order to represent Cartesian coordinates, you just need to use a vector. Okay, I haven't really mentioned vectors, but it just means multiple numbers. I made a whole video about dimensions and linear algebra and all the things like this, but if you want a second video explaining linear algebra in this sort of step-by-step from addition way, then you just need to wait, because I have a lot on my plate, if I'm be honest. So for Cartesian coordinates, we use vectors. For the polar, however, we use r times e to the power of I theta.
Wait, is quite following. It's a strategy.
So once again, why would that be useful?
Basically, when you get caught making a mistake, there are two ways. There are two solutions, two ways you can get out. You can either backtrack or you can go in. Sahi chose to double down, and so trapped himself a bit into this chain of comments where basically he has to create the narrative that it all made sense, even though he's just making stuff up with like no punchline, no context. So that's why it's this weird. It's like as if you take an output from one chatbot and give it as an input to another with no context. Involved, because if you vote and the party you vote for is bad, you have no right to complain, but if I don't vote, I can complain as much as I want. Exactly. That's how democracy functions, actually.
Times e to the power of I theta. So once again, why Why would that be useful? Well, imagine that you have a distance detector. So a device that... Well, imagine...
Is this the one? No, this can't be the one. Oh, it is the one. Is it this right here?
Useful. Well, imagine that you have a... Useful. Well, imagine that you have a distance detector. So with the device which fires a laser and measures the distance. So a device which fires a...
Okay, this, delete, stand, and this.
Device which fires a laser and measures the distance.
And then this.
Based on the time it took to reflect. Distance based on the time it took to reflect. And you point it at the wall like this. If you know the distance between the
Okay, this is... Oh, the music is playing. I'm an idiot. That's why it sounds so weird.
And you point it at the wall like this. If you know the distance between the detect... If you know the...
Too entertaining, like your European addiction. I am European. It's not really an addiction. That's more like the place that I'm at. Listen, I would love to be an American addict, but unfortunately that's over the ocean. That isn't quite as impactful to me.
Reflect. And you point it at the wall like this. If you know the distance between the... And you point it at the wall like this.
Okay, now bring it straight down.
If you know the distance between the detector and the reflection point, and if you know it...
Actually, I can... Oh yeah, I can just import all of the animations. This way. It's only 10! Oh, sweet. I seem to be a language expert. How do you get better at language? I have no idea. How wish I known, but no. I just am min-maxing with a single language. You are simply European and an American with weird obsession with overseas politics. To be fair, I do talk a lot about American politics too. So, Dog Kenneth, well, that's not all that crazy. Actually, I know more about American... Well, actually now, no, never mind. Now I know about the same deal about American politics as a European, but I used to know more about American than European. Because American was simple, it was like the good versus evil fight. It was really simple, but European is more complex. What do you think about electrodynamics? You mean dynamics of electricity? It's not just electricity.
Distance between the detector and the reflection point, and if you know at angle at which it is, then you can get the exact x and y. You can get the exact x and y coordinates of this point. You can get them like this. And
no, that's wrong. Last animation? Last animation, okay.
Coordinates of this point. You can get them like this. And coordinates of this point.
I'm sorry, am I not missing an animation? Am I... What? I seem to be missing something. Hi there, Yuvrai, welcome. The economy of the USA might something else. Oh, Sahid. That's so... My guy. USA GDP over years. Sahit, so like here you can see the USA GDP in billions. Now, can you tell me when was Trump elected? When was Joe Biden elected? And compare it with the graph? And then repeat your claim? In politics, please stop. Alright.
And so
I am definitely missing an animation though.
this point, you can get them like this. And so it has been a journey, but we can finally.
Oh no, it's not over. There's one more animation we have to fit in. Well, one more string of animations we have to fit in because we need to explain the phase and the wave number.
And so it has been a journey, but we can finally answer the question.
Trump was during COVID-19, bro. Wasn't it 2020? Wasn't COVID 2020? Didn't Trump in 2016? Wait, wasn't Trump elected in 2016? Well, it was in 2016. Trump was during the beginning of COVID, yes. But, you know, not the majority of COVID. Still, I ain't gonna sit here and pretend as if Joe Biden did a good job, because he didn't. But just because Joe Biden didn't do a good job doesn't mean Trump did. Trump very much not. They both suck. They both suck. There's like, that's like asking someone if you would like to get your left arm chopped off or right arm. Neither, please. GDP does not do a very good job of reflecting struggles of the working middle class. Okay, Sahid, then what does? Tell me, what was good? Give me an example. I don't care about the plateaus, I don't care about the promises, I don't care about stuff like that. I need evidence. Scientists, we already had this conversation before on this restream. Give me evidence. Give me something that was supposed to help in some way, and give me an example of how it helped. Inflation, like GDP is a much better indicator of if something is good or not than inflation. Inflation could be caused by too many people having jobs. If inflation is high, doesn't mean things are going bad. Actually, if too many people get jobs, that makes inflation go up. So inflation isn't really a bad thing by itself. Hi, the Bruce, so welcome.
And so it has been a journey, but we can finally answer the question of what is sign. That's because from identity we can derive.
Oh, actually, this is supposed to be right there.
And get them like this. And so it has been a journey, but we can finally answer the question of what is sign. That's because
it's not about choosing the best, it's about choosing least worst. Yeah, that sucks. That's why I don't like. That's why I wouldn't want to live in America. Having choose between Joe Biden and Trump in 2020, it's an awful choice. No matter how you slice it. Now you have to choose between Trump and Kamala, which means you have to choose between Trump and Democrat. Basically, there's nothing really outstanding about Kamala. She's just a Democrat, and that's once again not the choice I would like to make. In Europe, we have options. Well, to be fair, Europe is less democratic when it comes to parliament, unfortunately. It is more democratic when it comes to the nations themselves, but on a European scale, we don't have a federal government. So, yeah, that's why it's not really. But there is a reform proposed that would make EU much, much more democratic, which would be nice. But in Europe, you have options. Doesn't matter if you're far right, then the ID exists. If you're more centrist, then Renew Europe. EPP if you're center right. If you're a dirty leftist, then socialists and Democrats exist. Also the Green Party and the left itself.
From identity.
So in Europe there are choices. In America you have center right or far right. Those are your choices in America. Make us president for European future. I wish. Joe sucks less. I don't know if Joe sucks less. I would just say Joe sucks in a different way. You're Trump is only learned about 2 weeks ago.
You can derive the equation for complex sine and cosine. There, if you'd like to. There, if you.
Okay, take this back.
And cosine. There, if you'd like to, you can solve it.
Take India. GDP is not high, but GDP per capita is fucked up. Yeah, but we're not talking about India, are we? We're talking about America and Europe, because it's funny to compare and contrast. Sahit, listen, you can't just say that like Trump was better for the economy and then not provide any examples. I've heard people say that in the past, but I've never seen anything concrete. Give me something concrete, give me something real, some real data. Because right now we have 3 options, right? You can either change your mind and say that maybe Trump wasn't as good for the economy as he thought, or B, you can give me some evidence, convince me that Trump was good for the economy, or C, live in denial, which wouldn't be very scientific of you. Those are your 3 choices at the moment. Which one would you like to pick?
Step by step for any number and see that it is in fact.
By the way, is the economy a good measure of welfare? It correlates. It's not a great measure, but there is correlation. Economy is a good measure in general, of course, the way you use the economy. Buddy, you are just blind, make it. Inflation isn't a bad thing by itself. Okay. Inflation in the US. So this you mean? I'm assuming that's what you mean. Okay, so that's your reason for believing that Trump was good, because we need further back if we want to. Well, there we go. Because Trump kept inflation. Well, okay, well, yeah. It begs to differ. So you're saying that Trump was good for the economy because he kept inflation at the inflation only increased to 2%. That's why. If you think of inflation as a bad thing, wouldn't Trump being good mean that this graph should go down below when Trump started? Because Trump ended right here. I don't remember when exactly, in 2020, 2016. You can clearly see that as 2016 rolled around, the inflation went up. That means that as Trump went to power, the inflation actually went up. So that's actually kind of goes against the point you're trying to make, doesn't it? That is, if you assume to be, I mean, okay, disinflation is certainly bad, that's way too far. Core CPI inflation, there. To be fair, this is the pandemic, actually. At the same time. Ignoring the 10%. You mean the right? You mean the this? So what? We're not here. Sahid, you can't just say that something is, just because something is not the worst option, it's good. That's like saying that Mussolini was good because Hitler exists. Mate, is that really the argument you want to make in this case? Is that really the argument you will make, that something is good just because there could have been a worse outcome? That's like kind of like saying that, I am trying to find a hyperbole. But I mean, the Hitler Mussolini was a kind of good one. That's kind of like saying that getting your leg chopped off is a good thing because at least you didn't get your both of your legs chopped off. It's not a good thing. That's still a bad thing. Hamburgers, cheeseburgers work well with fries. Oh, one day.
It is in fact sine and cosine. And that's what trigonometric functions actually are. It's actually a real shame that it's
Okay, right here.
It's actually
I
real.
should conserve some music. Buddy, you have to choose between Trump and Kamala. People should choose Trump, so 2% versus 10% is a huge difference. No, we don't have to choose between Trump and Kamala. Neither one of us has to choose between Trump and Kamala. I'm pretty certain in America you also don't have to choose between Trump and Kamala. I'm pretty certain, I don't think voting is mandatory there. And even if so, I don't think you have to vote the candidates. Which are overly probably correct along with lack of knowledge language. The pressure of being overly polite or politically correct. I don't think so. I don't think there's that kind of pressure. I usually go with the message rather than the way someone phrased it. The problem, Sahid, is that your mindset is specifically what caused America to be in the current predicament that it is. Confusing the least bad option with a good option. Like the thing is, you said that you have to pick between the one, but neither one of us actually has to. I am just sitting here on my throne of unity in the Europe, and I am just criticizing both candidates because, well, actually, I don't know if Kamala sucks. I haven't seen any evidence that Joe Biden sucks. So I am criticizing both Trump and Biden because they both suck, just in their own unique and curious ways. It's about immigrant policy. Oh, no, buddy, that's not gonna go well for you because I think that immigration is a great thing. It boosts the workforce. I don't like the anti-immigrant stuff. So what's your stance on immigrant policy then, Sahid? Go on, enlighten me. What's a good immigration policy? Go for it. I think what both of us consider good is going to differ in a major way in this case.
Shame that
For me, I want more immigration, actually. I want it as much as possible. Illegal immigration to make it? This also, it's only illegal because we used to call it that. I don't like borders. Mate, if I decided to just buy a boat, go to the US, I would be an illegal immigrant. I haven't done anything violent. I haven't done anything harmful. I haven't done anything. But yet I am still an illegal immigrant. Illegal immigration is only called illegal immigration because we decided that certain people shouldn't be allowed to cross a certain arbitrary line. Calling politics straight up dumb is not the best way to handle the problem. I mean, politics is unavoidable. It is unavoidable, so yeah. I mean, there is a certain rise of technocrats in the EU, which I really like.
I was never taught this way. That most
Oh god,
of
what?
the time they are not.
I think make it you understand the context of the problem. Like Bangladesh illegal immigrants are causing a lot of problems in West Bengal, and it's visible. Okay. Let me put it in simple terms then. There is a certain distinction between illegal immigrants and illegal action caused by immigrants. However, when there's an illegal action caused by an immigrant, I don't really care about the fact that they are an immigrant. What I care about is the illegal action. You see, in my opinion, if you have an immigrant, and also if you have an American, so someone who immigrated to America and also an American, it doesn't really matter which one of them commits a murder, it's still murder, you know. Wouldn't you know it? So So in my opinion, immigration is just such an arbitrary thing. As I already mentioned, like, people in the US are extremely strong opinions on immigration, right? But everyone who's against illegal immigrants would be, for example, against me. If I want to go to America right now, in 2024, the only way for me to actually go there is through illegal immigration. Which would mean that I broke the law without doing anything violent, anything bad. So yeah, depending on the region, it may obviously vary, but in America, in the richest country in the world, is it really? We're supposed to not talk about politics. We do talk about politics all the time.
But what you have to remember is that they are functions at the end of the day. They are just equations with numbers in them. We just simplify them to sine or cosine because this is a pretty big equation that's pretty difficult to solve. And now, there's just one last thing I'd like to mention, and it's this.
The thing is, Said, so far, you choose to talk a lot with emotions. So, for example, when I replied to you about illegal immigration, you chose to say, make it ... oh god ... right? To show your discontent, show your disbelief, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, that's kind of what you have to resort to, because I don't think... Centrist, I fail to understand the fact that why leftists you portray the same way. The simple walking of power dynamics. You are a centrist, my friend. You just said, you're a centrist. Huh. That's it. Okay. Well, suppose everyone's entitled to an opinion. Make it centrist. I feel to understand the fact that why is it the leftist thought that you portrayed is a certain way? Why don't you understand the simple working of power dynamics? Well, the thing is, that was a brilliant way to not say anything. I fail to understand the fact that why is it the leftist thought that you portrayed is this certain way? That question, no idea what you're asking, I'll be honest with you. Is this certain way? I fail to understand the fact that... So you fail to understand the fact that why is it the leftist thought that you portrayed is... I think you meant in this certain way. The reason why I portrayed the leftist thought in this certain way is because... What way? What's the way you're struggling with? Okay, I failed to understand the first question. And then, why don't you understand the simple working of power dynamics? I do understand the simple working of power dynamics. They're simple. So there. That's the 2 thumbs up. I'm glad I could answer your question. Make it about to put an LTG. I don't know what LTG is. Lettuce, tomato, and grilled cheese. Central cauldron. That is what centers want to do. They don't cover compensation by teleseries. If so, there's a teleseries for cosine x2. I know. That series is infinite, unfortunately. Also, there's when I look at from actual proofs, I can't deny it. Yeah, the thing is, I don't really buy the European immigration crisis as that much of a crisis. Because I just don't really care much for nationality and whatnot. Not the biggest fan of it. I do believe that it causes more problems. It is my personal belief, of course, but I do believe that it causes more problems than it's good for. And I really fail to see the negative of loosening. So, for example, we have an aging population. Over time, people, there are going to be less births, and then there's going to be people are going to live longer lives, right? And the thing is, without immigration, for example, in Europe, I do believe that our workforce is genuinely going to struggle. Why are political opinions more in the electron positions? Maybe I agree, which is that everyone is smarter than me because they have information. I don't know. Anything he wants, he is untraceable. Sahid, I have no idea who you are referring to.
And now, there's just one last thing I'd like to mention, and it's this equation. In this equation, we have two numbers. And now, there's just one last thing I'd like to mention, and it's this.
What is illegal and law for you? Well, illegal and law is whatever the society deems to be illegal. And law is whatever the society deems to be lawful or mandatory. That's what illegal and law is to me. That's why for me, if like, for example, there are a lot of illegal immigrants going into a country, then considering how I don't see immigration as a problem, for me that's a sign that, you know, the restrictions should be loosened. Because then these people wouldn't be illegal immigrants, they would be legal immigrants. And they would just, you know, in my opinion, they have the right to be free. Become controversial that way. Who doesn't hate France? I don't think those people exist. Both the French and, you know, everyone hates the French.
In this equation, we have two numbers, the phase and the wave number. And honestly, right here, I can just show you what they do instead of going in there because it's pretty self-explanatory.
It really, yes, there we go.
Right here, I can just show you what they do instead of going in there because it's pretty self-explanatory. Phase moves it around. Phase moves it around, and wave phase
That's the wave number.
moves it around.
Above them are a wave number. I see. Ain't it simple? Ain't it simple what? Sahid, I feel like some of your messages... I don't know if you forgot to send a couple of messages or if I'm just missing some crucial piece of information, because it feels like you just asked, MAKiT, what is illegal and law for you? And then asked, ain't it simple, without actually specifying what it is.
Phase explanatory. Phase moves it around, and wave number stretches it and shrinks. Now, one thing to note.
I wrote something before that. That's what I said about your messages not being sent. Sahid, you wrote it aware.
Number stretches it and shrinks. Phase moves.
Individual funds of public welfare is the way where they go over individuals for the most part. Individualism isn't a problem. Individualism is still very important. The issue we should be doing is not really sacrificing individualism for the sake of welfare, only finding a way for them both to coexist. Pretty much is possible. Especially with automation. I'd hate to be like the scientist archetype in this case, right? Like engineered technology guy archetype in this case, but you know, if we have some sort of system which is fully automated in order to produce a certain good, then if that good is just freely available to the people, that means the people don't have to sacrifice any of their individual freedoms, whilst at the same time they can get just stuff, things, lovely property. And this is a beautiful example of how you don't actually have to sacrifice individual freedoms for just the public good.
Around and wave number stretches it and shrinks. Now, one thing to note.
It may be thought of as a bit simplistic, but it's very much possible. I do believe that's something we should at least try for.
Not the wave number is not the wavelength. If you want the wavelength, then you need to divide x by the wavelength. Divide x by the wavelength.
Take this.
But if you increase the wavelength, then but wave number represents frequency rather than wavelength, which wave number represents frequency rather than wavelength. This is a technical on the wavelength, then you need to divide x by the wavelength. But if you increase the wavelength, then this is wave number represents frequency rather than wavelength. This is a technical difference at the end of the day, since there's an equation binding them together, because you know wavelength is just an inverse of frequency. But yeah, I still feel like I should mention that.
I don't seem to understand that leftists just completely ignore loss of masses and Darwin. Do they? Do they now? Okay. The thing is, that's what's so annoying about the US politics. It's really hard to realize on which side of the spectrum you are. In Europe, it's nice because you have a centrist party. Renew Europe, just the only purpose for its existence is just to serve as a as a reference.
Frequency, but yeah, I still feel like I should mention it.
And I have mentioned it. There we go.
And so there. That's all the relevant information about trigonometry and rotations. And yes, it's been a lot. If you're still sticking to relevant information about trigonometry and rotations. And
alright, there we go, and there we go.
And yes, it's been a lot. If you're still sticking to it, that's really impressive, to be honest. And feel free to rewind the chapter, because that was a lot of really advanced information.
And so there we go, I'm pretty certain that's the transition to the last animation of the stream. Oops, wrong folder. I have intraspecific struggle deciding equilibrium shift in Honeywell graph and population study of mattress. No, I haven't. No, I have not.
But for now, with all this information in mind, we can finally move on to the
final chapter. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, the animation is still rendering. Almost forgot. The friend everyone deserves freedom. I'm sorry, you think that not everyone deserves freedom? Sahid, do you not agree? Because that's a pretty strong moral stance. No, MAKiT, we have criminals, psychopaths, and monsters living among us. Okay, so they're still humans, though. You do realize that, right? Hi, the Payel. Hi, welcome. Except people who mix ketchup and jam. Sahid, I don't think the conversation will go anywhere because The thing is, I believe, it is my genuine, honest belief, that everyone's goal is to just be as happy and live as long of life as is possible, right? We all just want to experience as much satisfaction in life as possible, as I always like to call it. You, however, seem to be genuinely mad at certain groups of people, and I just don't understand this sort of thinking. I'll be honest. Now, speaking of criminals, should not have freedom temporary amount of time. The thing is, now he's defending criminals. Yeah, they're still humans. Sahid, I don't think your stance is quite what you think it is. Study more philosophy and make it should sound like a utilitarian. I am utilitarian in this case. As I mentioned, I want humans to live as long as happy lives as possible, and that is ultimately the goal of everyone. In that respect, we should be just fully utilitarian. If we have a finally focus on goal, then there's no point in anything else, because that kind of sums it all up. The thing is, Sahid, you seem to think of world as black and white, okay? You have criminals who are bad people, so they deserve to have bad things happen to them, and then you have good people who don't deserve bad things to happen to them. But world isn't black and white. It's way more gray. As I already mentioned with the illegal immigrants, okay? Someone becomes an illegal immigrant when the country they try to immigrate to decides that they're illegal. You don't have to do anything harmful. You don't have to do anything violent. You don't have to do anything that would make this. You don't have to do anything problematic in order to be deemed an illegal immigrant. That's why I think that illegal immigration, like extremely strong immigration policies, are so silly. Because there are people who are just coming into a country, not doing anything bad, and yet they still suffer grievous consequences, even though they generally try to make the society better. That's why I don't support extremely strong stances against immigration. I would be an immigrant if I went to America. Okay, sorry, I suggest you read a few criminal reports, MAKiT. You read that's, you should find a better hobby, mate. I don't read criminal reports, I talk with people, humans, my fellow humans. I don't think I can help you look on the other side, because I'll be honest, you just seem like you have a lot of anger in you. I don't know if it's like a sign of a face. I don't know if someone wronged you or something, but you seem to be really, really angry, and you're just taking out on the worldview. You're just taking on a different worldview. But once you grow past it, like at some point in the future, I don't know when it's going to happen, but at some point you're gonna get older and you're going to realize bad people in the world aren't as bad as society really often likes to call them. So yeah, I feel like you should just. I feel like we shouldn't resume this conversation until you find a way to cope with anger, or at least go finish with the phase that makes you so angry. Being against immigration is just being against your own right to live in other countries. Loons, but I want to surrender quickly. Get to this. Oh, actually, the next animation will be before you. Why is this so minimized? What happened to my blender? Angry, yes, I am. I hear a person who will vote for a party which will compromise my family much than my fellow loved ones because he is a child not seen what. Saki, do you have a family? Do you have children? Answer me this. Do you have children? Compromise my children. Oh my goodness gracious me. Named rainbows and sunshine. Spoken like a true person who's never seen a rainbow or sunshine. I have family and loved ones. Okay, so let's say, Sahid, hypothetically, alright? Let's put out a hypothetical for you. Let's say that Russia, okay, just for the goofs, for the funsies, turns the other way. Alright? Actually, no, that doesn't even have to turn the other way. Let's keep with Ukraine. Let's say that Russia invades Ukraine, okay? Hypothetical, completely hypothetical question. Now, let's say that people in Ukraine all of a sudden don't want to be in Ukraine. Why? Because there is a fucking war out there. I would say that's pretty reasonable. And you know what they do? You know what these people could do? They could immigrate. So let's say they want to immigrate from Ukraine where there's a war, you know, for the sake of their families and loved ones. And let's say they want to immigrate to other countries. Now imagine what would happen if those countries were against illegal immigration so strongly that they wouldn't let those Ukrainians in. Oh, all of a sudden, those people have to die in a war. That doesn't seem very safe for their families at all, does it now? You just want an ideal world. Yeah, I do. You're not wrong there. I do want an ideal world. Just sue me for it, I guess. Everyone wants an ideal world. The thing is, what really upsets me is that whenever I hear anyone talk about, you know, the criminals, illegal immigrants, they always talk about other people, right? Always, every single time. I hear them talking about other people, which is, it's such a convenient way to talk about this, isn't it? Like, we can all sit here and pretend like we're awesome just if we assume that criminals out there are at wars. So convenient. Don't be angry, you're scaring me. I'm never angry. If genuine, it's a genetical fault of mine. I don't produce the anger chemicals. Like, have you ever heard about Carnot's engine? No, I have not. I'm out of coffee. That makes me angry. And water. I have 6 cups on my desk and all of them are empty. I do have a croissant though. I'm gonna eat it instead. Colonel Engine told me one thing. Fully ideal engine works in 100% efficiency. Okay. That is true. And present thermodynamics has a say in that. And you know what you should always do, Sahid? You should always assume that analogies for complex systems are 100% perfectly correct. It's a steam engine claiming to be perpetual machine velocity first of thermodynamics. I see. The thing is, in Europe, right now, there's a large Eurosceptical movement. To be fair, this large Eurosceptical movement is mostly it is mostly not really an accident, a coincidence. It is mostly a coincidence. It's mainly different smaller right-wing Eurosceptical movements coming together. And the thing is, it's the far-right parties in the European Parliament. And they're all Eurosceptical, some more than others. They're all against immigration, they're all more for sovereignty and stuff like these. But to me, it just seems wasteful to lessen the European Union just for the sake of lessen European Union, which has clear benefits. So many clear benefits. Even if you were to close your eyes and pretend like the economical ones didn't happen, just peace in Europe as the biggest one. It seems to be so wasteful to lessen that European Union for the sake of arbitrary differences between people. I don't like it. I don't like it because when Russia comes along, then without the European Union, my life is gonna suck. And all of that for the sake of what? Less immigration? That ain't a good deal. That's not a good deal at all. Make it team 4, please. Make it team 4. I don't know. Can we get some music? It feels like you're staying in a soul inside a dark room. There we go. Have music. Have a D. I bless thee with music. The younger the soul, the tighter the whole. The decline of human morality. That I refuse to believe that's a real sentence. Oh, you know what would be a good one? Oh, I have an idea. Sahid, I think I have something that may... If you truly want to see the world from a different perspective, look for yourself for... read up on a couple articles about the war on drugs. It can be any one of them, doesn't matter. There is a consensus. Read up on any articles about the war on drugs, about the effects of war on drugs, and you will see what the problems with the harsh on crime politics is. Harsh on crime. Because the effects of war on drugs are pretty clear. The three-letter word here would be bad, to simplify. And was basically started, for the sake of ending the failed US war on drugs, exactly. So this is basically a prime example of trying to tackle something with... tackling crime by increasing policing and not just helping the victims, basically. Long story short, doing drugs, illegal in the US, and so I do believe it was Reagan. It's always Reagan. It was Reagan or Nixon. They both are practically the same. They started, I think it was Reagan, war on drugs. And basic idea was, instead of helping people who are addicted, they would just jail them. Extreme oversimplification, but that's the gist of it. And because of that, people were trying to hide their addiction. People were they couldn't find help in some ways, and so on and so forth. And all of a sudden, when you're struggling with addiction, you're not only an addict, but at the same time, you're a criminal. And you just have no way to stop your addiction, and so on and so forth. And said, another minute program, funny enough, it should be taken seriously. The thing is, in Europe, there was recently recently Europe had a chance to reform, to make itself more democratic. And what really annoyed me was all the parties who voted against that. And wouldn't you know it, it was mostly right-leaning parties and the most left-leaning party. It's always nice how both sides of the extreme can come together to fuck up democracy. Make it think you give some nice cozy representation to a Mason KTM and looking across the border. Yeah! MAKiT! Okay, I can go one way for you if you want. Okay, from now on, I have two routes. First one, which will put on full display just how silly your arguments is, but it will end with you leaving the live stream in, let's just say, not the most honorable way. Or second, a way which is less likely to show you just how silly your train of thoughts is. But at the same time, I will stop reading your comments because I just refuse to argue with someone who refuses to change their mind. Which one would you like? It would be a good thing to you, yeah. The people went the top 1% size for the 349th time history that the oligarchy will remain an oligarchy. Now, viva la révolution! Say what you want about the French, but at least they know how to mess stuff up. The language should be clean and respectful. It's an impact. Listen, everyone may be tired of politics, but politics is unavoidable. That's sort of the message I'm trying to push through here. You may be tired of politics, but you can't really avoid it, unfortunately. And so if you're tired of politics, we can very much change and should change politics. Change the way politics is done and made. Politics doesn't have to be controversial. Politics can be approached in a way that's scientific. The problem is that if politics were to be approached in a way that's scientific, most politicians would lose their jobs. That's because politicians sort of ride on having a movement, right? Having some political stances. If you approach politics from a scientific point of view, then all of a sudden, most of these decisions aren't really a matter of opinion, they're a matter of research. Not all of them, you cannot do all of them, unfortunately, obviously, but most. So, I get the sentiment of not liking politics. However, just if you don't like politics, you shouldn't avoid it. You should change it. That's what you should do. Whenever I hear anyone just shit talk about people from other countries, like, you know, assuming that Mexicans are all just criminals or, you know, illegal immigrants, but that makes me sad. Why do you think of it as left versus right? This isn't a left versus right issue. Left and right are convenient terms for determining the general stances of a party, for example. But this issue is much more complex than just left versus right. You can make a left-leaning and right-leaning argument for both. National Bolsheviks, for example, would love to. It's good from the pricks. You trying not to understand what I wrote. Jeez. Sahit, take a chill pill. What you said, and I quote, "You have some nice cozy therapy session to a Mexican cartel member who came across the border." Which, well, let me just tell you, Mexican cartel members, that's... I'm tired. I'm not gonna change your mind because your worldview is not really based in... Your worldview is not really based in research, it's not really based in your own experiences, it's not really based in things like these. Your worldview is based in media. Media which told you that illegal immigrants are bad, which told you that illegal immigrants are criminals, which told you that illegal immigrants are violent and, you know, all criminals deserve the death penalty, stuff like these. And the thing is, I cannot beat that. I cannot, unfortunately, beat that. That's not something I have the tools to dismantle. Certainly not in any reasonable amount of time. It is just sad, and I wish you weren't exposed to it in the past, but at this point, there isn't really much to be done. Do not consume any source of media. Where did you get the Mexican cartel going over the border thing then, buddy? From research? I don't know how many... papers. You are just assuming stuff about my life. I have some pre-sold evidence. Assume that. Hey, you're assuming stuff about hypothetical people. Assuming it was someone real. The thing is, I'll give up. I don't think I'm not gonna change your mind. I tried. Okay. I hope you could be representing numbers from the thoughts they can be. Don't use imaginary numbers, right? Political memes, make it like an alpha mentality. It's not really, I don't even know if call it memes or propaganda. Kind of both. It's the same old story. about how to benefit from people's emotions. It's the, you know... Okay, rotate. What was in the animation? Oh, it's the same one. That's not good. Oh no, it's blue of mind. I see the problem with it then. It's based on object. Okay, I could add the object position to make style. Might need to re-render the whole thing though. Not something I'm too fond of, I'll be honest. Or we can just save it as a copy. Delete this. Remove this. A bit more to the right. This. Now doubly for the... Oh, why did I do doubly twice? Probably the community was of it. Yeah, I did. I mean, I don't know if that was the... I did it on stream too. I mean, that was on stream, so... I mean, okay, the coin flip bit was a bit older than that. I did mention the coin flip a lot in the past, because it is a bit of a coin flip. Okay. Obviously now this may seem very looks like it was really close so far. So first we have a function in some ways, for example, cosine 7x plus cosine 3x. Oh, happy, you'll be so happy and glad to know that this might crash my entire PC. It's actually not the best way to render this, because the color will shift immediately. Unless I do this. Haha. Clever solution to a clever problem. This has already become one. Oh yeah. Well, it could be worse. You know, all videos could be performing poorly. It could always be worse. But think about the bright side of life, you know? It's gonna turn around, isn't it? Yeah, okay. That's because the rotation is screwed up. There we go. Oh no, one thing I forgot about is which line we're at. We're at line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's line 6. Have to go from... Nope, that's wrong. Shader. Editor. This. And world, okay. There we go. People with different financial situation being sad about different pain. A rich kind goes to the best combination is sad. And I would go to get, I would die to get in. Well, it's all about the reference. From his perspective, you know, this is really something to be, he probably has something to be said about, but it's all about perspective. We adapt to our environments for better or worse. On one hand, if you end up in a worse environment than you used to, you're gonna be sad, but after a time you will adapt. You will feel better. Well, I agree with Skanska. Anyway, this has been a long live stream. Because it's 3 hours already, gee whiz. So I feel like I might call it there. But the video will be out tomorrow. That's a MAKiT guarantee. I just need to finish the last chapter, that's it. Just last chapter. Are we waiting for renders now? Yeah, that's what the next 4 hours of my life are gonna look like. Just me waiting for multiple renders. That's why I wouldn't make for that much of an entertaining live stream. So I'm going to go now. That's 3 minutes, I swear. Just tomorrow is gonna be out. I will pull an all-nighter. I'm gonna make it. So, with that in mind, I suppose for now that'll be it. Thank you everyone, truly so much for watching. Thank you Happy, thank you Sanska, thank you Console, thank you so much for watching. Thank you Greg, and for now that'll be it. I'm gonna go and make it now. Bye.